The show is very heartwarming, very realistic. It's very closely related to our Singapore context.
It's very close to heart.
I didn't expect to be so moved actually.
There were a lot of emotions that I felt throughout the show.
Everything was great, from the cast to the storyline to the settings, the positioning of the stage and the props as well.
The stage is very different. There's different parts of the house where very seldom you see such layout.
It allowed us to look at it through the mother's point of view as well, of how she looked at it through the security cameras.
It was almost as if we were the ones supervising, kind of peeking into their lives, doing the surveying ourselves.
We can't even control privacy under a lot of eyes.
You're talking about a workplace in a home setting whereby the lines are very blur about whether supervision should take place or not and what is acceptable and what isn't.
We're all so busy, we don't really spend time with one another, that seems to be the only way for us to connect.
The immersion experience of the characters, I feel that they really brought out the emotions.
Yang Ti's accent very on point, I can attest to that.
The Indonesian maid, she's very humane. She has to survive, amidst the differences between the old man and his daughter. And of course, she acted this part so very, very well.
I felt like I could empathize with all three of those characters. Kind of the paranoid mother and the father who wants to let things be, and the maid who's also very subservient but at the same time has her own viewpoints.
The scene where the daughter and the father, where they have the dispute about the privacy, it really brings out the caliber of the show.
When I was watching it, I was trying to hold back my tears.
You could sense the dilemma from the daughter as well as the frustrations from the father.
It just felt super real, just felt like it was playing in front of our eyes.
Even though the domestic helper was just, to most of us, a maid, she does have an attachment to our family members. You don't realize the emotional impact it may have on the elderly folk as well as on the maid herself.
It's tough. How to juggle this love and letting go?
Technology now seems to be the way to connect everyone, but just stripping away all this and just be face to face with people and really see people for who they are, just because you don't really spend time with them anymore.
For me, this is not just a play. This is not something that we just come here and watch and do nothing.
It's a very touching, very emotional local play that I have ever watched.
It's a great show, 5 stars.
You must give it 2 thumbs up.
Please come and watch. Don't wait until they have a rerun.